Look at him, the man who can't sit still. He walks into his house, and the first thing he does is turn on the television, not to watch it, but for the noise. He checks his phone every 30 seconds. Why? Waiting for a notification, a sign that someone somewhere is thinking about him. He fears the silence. He fears the void. He fears being alone with his own thoughts. Society has sold us a toxic idea, that a man's value is measured by his social calendar, by how many people surround him, by how much noise he generates. We've been taught to fear being alone, as if it were a disease. But it's a lie. It is the fundamental lie that keeps you weak and dependent. The dark psychology of mass society needs you to be dependent. It needs you to seek external validation, because a man who needs validation is a man who can be controlled. A man who buys what he's told, thinks what he's told, and lives how he's told. They are terrified of the man who is comfortable in the silence, the man who thinks for himself, the man who doesn't need the applause of the circus. This is the confusion that keeps you trapped. You think being alone is the same as being lonely. They are two different universes. Loneliness, the kind that weakens you, is a feeling of lack. It's an internal hole you desperately try to fill with other people, with parties, with superficial relationships, with noise. It is hunger. It is need. And in the game of power, need is always the weakest position. The needy man is a pawn. The lonely man is a victim waiting for a predator. He reacts, he doesn't act. But being alone, that is something else. It is a state of choice. It is a position of power. It is the conscious decision to withdraw from the noise to connect with yourself. It is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is the difference between begging for company and choosing company. The man who is alone is not running from the world. He is strategically retreating to sharpen the sword. The lonely man is running from himself, using the world as a distraction. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. The external world is chaos. You cannot control the opinions of others. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control if someone approves of you or rejects you. Trying to control the external is the definition of insanity. It is the source of all anxiety. The only thing you can control is your inner citadel, your mind, your reactions, your principles. And where is that citadel built? Not in the middle of the marketplace, not at the party, not by seeking applause. It is built in solitude. Stoic solitude is the training ground. It is the dojo where you face the only opponent that truly matters, yourself. It is in the silence that you finally hear your weaknesses, your excuses, your fears. And it is there that you can begin to kill them, one by one. The man who flees from solitude flees from his own reflection. He is afraid to see what's really there. The Stoic man seeks that reflection. He analyzes it. He corrects it. He becomes his own master and his own disciple. He uses time alone not to complain, but to build, to study, to strengthen his body, to define his mission. While others dilute themselves in public opinion, he solidifies himself in his principles. While others seek to be accepted, he seeks to be effective. Let's talk about power. Dark psychology isn't just for defense, it's for understanding human dynamics. What happens when you stop needing the approval of others? You become indecipherable. You become unpredictable. People are used to dealing with needy individuals. They know which buttons to push. They use guilt, validation, the fear of rejection, the promise of inclusion. But with you, those buttons don't work. You are a ghost in their system. When you walk into a room, you aren't desperately seeking connection. You observe. You listen. Your calm is disturbing to them. Your self-sufficiency is a threat to their control. And paradoxically, this makes you magnetic. Power does not chase, power attracts. The man who is comfortable alone becomes a gravitational center. People don't flock to you out of pity or because you are easy. They flock to you because you represent something solid in a liquid world. You represent strength. You represent certainty. You stop being the needy hunter and become the prize. Your relationships change dramatically. You no longer relate from a place of lack, but from a place of abundance. You are not looking for someone to complete you. You are looking for someone who is compatible with your mission. And if you don't find them, it doesn't matter. You are complete on your own. That, and nothing else, is the true power of negotiation in life. The one who is willing to get up from the table and walk his own path alone is the one who dictates the terms. In business, in love, in life. This doesn't mean you must become a hermit. That would be another mistake, another form of running away. The goal is not to hate people. The goal is to stop needing them pathologically. Stoic solitude is a tool, not a destination. It is the garage where you build the engine. but the engine is meant to be used on the road. The man who cultivates his inner garden doesn't do it to stay locked inside it. He does it so that when he decides to open the gates, people enter an oasis, not a desert. But he controls the gate. He decides who enters and who does not. The lonely man is an emotional beggar. The stoically alone man is a king in his castle. He receives visitors when he chooses, on his terms. So, how do you start? Start small, but start now. Dedicate deliberate time to being alone. No phone, no music, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. At first, it will be uncomfortable. Your mind, addicted to stimulation, will scream. It will tell you to check social media, to call someone, to turn on the TV. It is the withdrawal syndrome from validation. Let it scream. Endure it. Then use that time. Don't just sit, build. Plan your week. Read a difficult book. Learn a skill. Train your body to failure. Do the hard work you have been postponing. Solitude stops being a punishment and becomes your alchemy lab. It is where you transform the lead of your weaknesses into the gold of your character. The common man seeks distraction. The superior man seeks solitude, because he knows that in the silence there is no void, there is a universe, and that universe is him. The man who conquers the fear of being alone has conquered the final frontier. He has become his own source of power, and a man who is his own source cannot be drained. He cannot be broken. He is free.